I'm Celeste.
And I'm Terry.
And today we're just traveling through Moab, Utah. So we're on a 16-day trip through Colorado and Utah and a little bit of Arizona, hitting some great places in Colorado we haven't seen before, and also the Big Five in Utah.
Yeah, we have some existing video from this trip for Glenwood Springs. We have Arches National Park and Bryce Canyon National Park videos. So check out those videos. The links will be in the description below.
So after doing some research, we ended up choosing the Gemini Bridges, Shafer Trail, and Potash Rd loop. This was a good trail for people that haven't done much off-roading like ourselves, and it would take pretty much all day.
It was a great one-day trip.
Yeah, the loop really has it all. Challenging off-roading, amazing and diverse scenery. It was the perfect off-roading adventure. So getting to Moab, Utah in the first place. Moab is pretty much in the center between Denver, Salt Lake City, and Vegas.
Very accessible. We came in from Colorado, as we mentioned earlier, 354 miles away, but you could equally fly in from Salt Lake City or Las Vegas.
Salt Lake City is the closest at 234 miles away.
So as you can see from the map, Moab is really a destination for people who are interested in visiting the various national parks, both Arches and Canyonlands, and do some off-roading.
Yeah, it's a huge destination for off-roading and outside adventures, basically.
Yeah, as you drive through Moab, you'll see place after place that's renting off-road vehicles.
So check out the Jeep we rented.
Yeah, it was brand new. It had very few miles on it, and it was well equipped for the roads that we took it over.
And we rented from Canyonlands
Jeep and Auto Rental. Very nice people, very helpful. They set us up with an itinerary and pointed us in the right direction.
Yeah, they were very knowledgeable, and I highly suggest asking anyone you rent from for details, and tell them what your capabilities are, and they can give you tips.
So you can see in the map above that this was basically a 72-mile all-day drive.
We chose to do the loop in a counterclockwise direction, starting at Gemini Bridges. You can pick up the Gemini Bridges Trail off of Route 191. There's a sign there, but you got to pay attention. How far is it outside of the city? Nine miles?
About 9 miles.
North of Moab. Yeah, and then that gets you onto the Gemini Bridges section, which you'll follow all the way through back to 313. 313 will take you into the Canyonlands National Park, where you can actually go to the visitor center and take a break and go to the bathroom and that kind of thing. Then you can backtrack a little bit to get to the Shafer Trail trailhead and take the Shafer Trail all the way over to Potash Rd, which will bring you back into Moab. We have only been off-roading one other time, I think.
Yeah, this was easily our biggest off-road adventure, and we couldn't have picked a better one. The Shafer Trail is going to descend you 2,000 feet from the island in the sky area all the way down to the desert floor, and the trail is just one big bumpy ride. So you have to be paying attention because you're going to turn left or go west off of Route 191, and you're going to go through what looks to be a campground before you start uphill.
So this is the start of the Gemini Trail.
Yeah, it's a bit uphill and very rough, but the views are awesome.
And make sure you bring water and food with you. You saw on the map there's really nowhere to stop and get anything. There is that visitor center where you could get some stuff if you needed to, but other than that, you're not going to find anything.
Yeah, it's very desolate.
There were some signs on the trail, but there weren't that many, and sometimes it was a little confusing.
So when you see a sign, pay attention and get your bearings.
Yeah, so we're walking up to Gemini Bridges here, and there was a small sign.
Yeah, the sign indicates the parking lot, and then you just basically follow the blue marked trail down to the arch.
Not an arch, but the bridge. It's a bridge. Yeah, we found out on our trip that arches are caused by erosion of the underlying rock from wind, whereas bridges are formed by water flowing under rock. So in this case, Gemini Bridges is a bridge. So the bridge is a little ways from the parking lot. So at first you don't see anything, and you're not sure.
Yeah, it's a couple 100 yards, not far.
And then you see this beautiful bridge.
Yeah, this is the payoff. It's really an amazing view, and on the far side of the arch is a deeper canyon that rolls away from where you're standing off to the south.
And he meant bridge, not arch. He's just got arches on the brain.
Both of these bridges are actually, it's all sandstone, and they're different sizes. The outer bridge has an opening that's 85 feet high by 44 feet wide, and the inner bridge has an opening that is 60 feet high by 67 feet wide.
After you pass Gemini Bridges, you'll go through a few more areas, and then it kind of flattens out before you get back to Route 313. At this point, you'll go south, you'll enter Canyonlands National Park.
And you're looking for the trailhead to Shafer Trail, which is Route 142.
Or you can go to the visitor center and hit the bathrooms and see some of the views from the Canyonlands Visitor Center, which are really incredible.
Yeah, the overlook there is just amazing.
So if you do go to the visitor center, you'll have to backtrack for, a mile?
Yeah, maybe a mile and a half. Not very far.
To get on the trail. So here we are at the start of the trail. It starts out pretty flat.
Yeah, at this point, it doesn't look very challenging at all, but that changes quickly.
You can see here how the edge of the road is, right? And there's just a drop off. So if you are afraid of heights or anything, this part can get you a little bit.
These are narrow one-lane roads, and you have to take advantage of the corners. If somebody's coming up the trail, you need to get out of their way because uphill has priority.
So as we were driving on the top of this precipice, we started thinking about, how did this road get here?
Yeah, there's some really great information on the National Park Service page. They talk about how early pioneer families, one family in particular named Shafer, built this trail so they could move their cattle back and forth from the mesa top to the canyonlands below, depending upon the season. And when you drive this thing, you are just completely amazed that one family could have built this incredible road over 2,000 feet in height all by themselves.
Just to get their cattle up and down. I can't even imagine walking up and down it
No, it's just
herds of cattle. If you go to the website, you can see herds of sheep walking up the trail.
It's a mind-boggling task. Maybe I just made a cow being told to come up here.
Move.
Hey Bob, are you gonna go?
I'm not going.
No, I'm not going up there.
Crazy? Air's thin.
What's wrong with these cattle drivers today?
Yeah, you can see here some of the hairpin turns and the road snaking down into the canyon. You really, what do we average? 4 miles an hour.
Yeah, you can't drive very fast. And in fact, in this scene right here, you can see a vehicle way down below coming up at us. We're going to meet somewhere, and we're going to get out of their way at one of the corners where you have enough room to do so.
One thing we found out were that these razor vehicles that you're going to see coming up are actually not allowed in Canyonlands National Park.
Yeah, the National Park Service says that ATVs, OHVs, and UTVs are not allowed inside the park.
So these people were really disappointed because they thought they were going to be able to go up the trail and found out that they couldn't. And we found out that those, they're called razors, right?
Yeah, it's a brand name. They're made by Honda.
Were actually more expensive than the Jeep, and we thought about getting one, but we decided not to, so we're glad we didn't. So now we're coming to the end of the Shafer Trail, and then we move on to the Potash Trail. Potash Road, I guess. And you can see here the potash ponds are there so they can collect
Potash.
Yeah.
Potash is mined 1,200 feet below the surface of the earth, and they use water to pump the potash brine up from way below ground, dumped in these ponds, and then they add a blue dye to help the water evaporate more quickly.
What is the potash or the potash used for?
From what we've read, it appears to be used in fertilizers for crops, because potassium doesn't naturally occur unless it's added in via fertilizer. See, that almost looks like somebody put it there like that, doesn't it?
It does, but it would be super heavy. So part of this road parallels the Colorado River.
Yeah, this is a really neat view, and the Colorado River extends obviously all the way from Colorado down to where we are on its way to Arizona.
And then one of the things you can see along the Potash Road, we actually didn't stop, is the petroglyphs on the side. You can see people parked here. They're
Exploring and
looking at the petroglyphs that were there. We were tired by this point and wanted to get back.
amazing area.
So the next day we got up and we went to Dead Horse State Park.
Dead Horse State Park sits very near to Canyonlands and provides you a view down into the area that we had just driven through the day before.
Yeah, it gave us a nice perspective to take stock and say, oh yeah, we were down there.
Yeah, as you can see, that's still the Colorado River down there below, but the Shafer Trail, if you look real closely, winds its way around the river.
Once again, there are no fences or anything to prevent you from falling over the edge.
You talk about a sense of vertigo. It's a pretty healthy first drop down to the rocks below.
I had to get down on my stomach to take that video. So that's all we have for our off-roading video for today. I hope you found it useful.
Yeah, this is a fantastic place and should be on everyone's bucket list to do at least once in their lifetime because it's so unique. There's nothing like it anywhere in the United States.
Yeah, and you don't need to be an expert at off-roading to give it a try. You just have to be careful, that's all, I think.
Yeah, if you rent new equipment from a reputable renter, you're going to have a great time.
And any reasonably competent
driver can handle these roads. There's nothing to be afraid of here. The roads are wide enough and maintained reasonably well.
If you liked our video, help us get to 1,000 subscribers and hit subscribe and like. That'll help us out a lot. We appreciate it. To check out our other videos as well. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.